get a roll call?
Councilman Henwood. Councilman
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Councilman Monti.
Here.
Councilman Vidal.
Here.
Councilman Fischetti.
Yes.
Councilman Bartolome.
Yes, here. The governing body will take the action on two resolutions, consent agenda, 2015-236 tax sale, and 2015-237 possible appointment of special counsel.
And Council President, if I may, just to explain the resolution 236 on the tax sale, in keeping with the mayor and council's desire to become more, I forget the term that Councilman Vidal uses in regards to technology, and one of the reasons why we improved our website. But for the first time in the history of Edgewater, we will be conducting an electronic tax sale, an online tax sale. So the old way, where the tax collector used to come here and everyone used to bid on the certificates, now will be done online. And that's what this resolution authorizes. So we just wanted to fill you in, but it is at the request of the mayor and council who have been spearheading this electronic movement.
Is there any indication, I hate to be the parade potentially, but like, is there any like understanding of, are you losing revenue because it's a new thing online versus the traditional way, or is there any feeling that's provincial Washington?
Yeah, my conversation with the tax collector is that all of the traditional bidders who attend the tax sale are
Oh, so it's
in
the
line
same
with this. It's the same individuals.
And maybe a bigger audience.
It may be a bigger
So the
audience.
sales should happen quicker and
Yeah.
maybe
That's cool. Yeah, that'd be really interesting to see what the results of that are going to be.
Okay, thank you.
and the possible appointment of special counsel. Can I get an introduction?
Second.
Councilwoman Lawler?
Thank you. Okay, Councilman Henwood.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote yes on both. With regard to the attorney, we really need to move forward on this. This will give us a good opportunity to really focus in on settlement and some other players as well, so definitely yes.
Councilman Lawler.
Yes.
Councilman Monti.
Yes.
Councilman Vidal.
Yes.
Councilman Fischetti.
Yes.
Councilman Bartolome.
Yes.
Okay, consent agenda passes.
Okay, requests or matters for discussion? Any liaison reports? If I can start with something for our North End Firehouse. They do not have a generator there, and I would highly recommend we get one there. We dodged the bullet last week with this storm, but we need one at that location.
Council President, we've been talking about this for a couple of years, and you're absolutely right. And I think that, the 2016 capital plan, Greg, it should be definitely included. And the building has to be wired for it. It's not just a question of putting extension cords in. It's going to be some fun. It's going to cost some money. But other than the school in the North End, there's no other shelter. And these 100-year storms coming every 3 years now. And we have to have it. It's as simple as that. Thank you for recommending.
Sure. If I can just touch base on the storm as it was approaching last week, how the communications began Thursday, text, phone, etc. We held a formal Friday morning with the OEM. Bob Christensen led this meeting with the department heads, and everybody collectively was devising a plan, and it was nice to see the coordination that day. Thank God it worked out. We didn't need to execute, but it was a great fire drill, and everybody knew what they had to do. Anyone else have anything? Any other reports? Borough Administrator?
Yes, real quickly, Mayor, Council President, our yearly best practices inventory. This is required by the state of New Jersey, in order to qualify for state municipal aid. We've been doing it for the last several years, and I am proud to report one of the requirements is that it be placed on an agenda and discussed with the governing body. And I am pleased to report that for the several years that we've been doing that, again, we qualify for 100% of state aid. There are approximately, let me just get this, there are 50 questions that the borough must answer. And a perfect example, one of the questions, sharing services have been promoted for many years as a means to control costs. In addition to sharing resources such as labor, facilities, equipment, what have you done within the past year? And of course, we have to answer yes, no, or we're in the process of. So out of those 50 questions, there were a few of them that traditionally in most municipalities have difficulty in answering the affirmative. However, but on some of the ones that we did place a no, I feel by next year we'll be able to submit an affirmative answer on those. So continuing with our efforts to qualify for 100% of state aid, and we'll post this report online and make it available to the public as well. And that's my report.
Congratulations, Greg, well done again.
Good.
That's a great job.
Thank you.
Couple quick questions. Greg?
Yes.
Not to put you on the spot, but I don't know the answers. Could you give a 30-second update on the bus shelters?
The bus shelters, yes. We have not executed the agreement for the new fund sharing for the advertisement of the shelters. However, at the last meeting, we did authorize the resolution, so it is under attorney review at the moment. The adding of additional shelters, primarily at Thompson Lane, which is a very large stop. We will be discussing with the shelter company about possibly adding an additional shelter. We have met with the company on several occasions in regard to the placement of larger shelters, but that would significantly affect our revenue. So we decided to go with the 15% share of cost revenue coming back to the borough. And I'm happy to see a lot of local businesses are taking advantage of that, of advertising. So what we'll probably do at Thompson Lane is add an additional shelter, or we'll see if we can get price quotes in making that shelter larger. Another request came in opposite Hudson Harbor to possibly install a shelter at that location on River Road southbound. However, because of an easement issue and the width of the sidewalk, where we have to remain ADA compliant, unless we take property of that property owner and recess the shelter, we won't be able to install one there. That.
Can I just firm up a little bit more what the committee had talked about, and you're definitely on track, I mean, 100%, but, so, we were talking about that new design, remember, the new design of the Thompson, let's just focus on Thompson, because we made a commitment there. And then if they did that, they were gonna take away our 15%. Well, we don't necessarily wanna go there.
Right.
But we're not just gonna see if we can put a second one next to it. We can put the one that's there, one next to it, increases their ad revenue, because there's more opportunities for them to advertise. That has to be a no-brainer. In other words, I think you need to come back to us. We're not going to sign a deal with them until they agree to put a second one. We've made a commitment there to enlarge that thing. We need to at least double the size of it. So that's got to be the mission. 30. Can you do 30 seconds on the Old Borough Hall?
Yes, absolutely. I met with the consultant who we again, by resolution at the last meeting, appointed to prepare the specification, the remediation specifications on site last week. He will be working on those as we speak. Approximate time frame, he said 2 to 3 weeks, that he should have something tangible to provide to me for review. So we'll have the technical specifications for the removal of the asbestos in building-wide. Then we will attach those specifications to our boilerplate. Debbie Riley, who's our purchasing agent, will do that. We'll get those specifications prepared, advertised. So I'm hoping that, that before the end of the year, we will have this accomplished, advertised, and hopefully a vendor.
Are we still working with the 100,000? Are we still at 100,000? I mean, we should have.
Yes, what he was going to do for me, I had shared with him that we had gotten a contractor's estimate, because that was the best way for us to do that, of the total removal. He was also going to, after reviewing the documents, provide to me a more realistic estimate of what it should be.
Because I think, Greg, it really has to be the end of the year, because the council presidents, we're all going to be pushing big time.
Yep.
We're now another year, we have to go to another first aid dinner and tell these guys next year. And it's not our fault, it's nobody's fault, but it's certainly not their fault.
Right.
And so we need to push like nobody's business. And then lastly, the Edgewood Colony.
Our engineers will be scheduling a meeting with myself and representatives of the colony in order to discuss the placement of the replacement land that we need to take for the riparian boat docks, and then move that along the conservation easement along River Road. And again, the concern at that time was for future alignment of River Road and potential widening. We didn't want to commit too much area and then be in the same boat we are now with a diversion.
So you're working through that or through?
So CME, our new engineer, has refined the plan, made the plan even better than what it was. I spoke to Lou Plascanto last week. We are tentatively scheduled for a meeting within the next week to sit down and go over that schematic.
And DEP approved it, the indication, right?
They are comfortable with the discussion we had about using that property, but we want to get to the point where the county is satisfied, the borough is satisfied, the colony, before submitting that to Green Acres, because once that linchpin is pulled, it's difficult to pull back.
Got it.
So,
Thank you.
and then the bid specs for the new fire apparatus are under attorney review. They were sent to the attorney's office, so we're hoping within the next week or so we can advertise those.
Beautiful.
Okay, anyone else? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Section.
Okay.
Roll call?
Councilman Henwood.
Yes.
Councilman Waller.
Yes.
Councilman Montier.
Yes.
Councilman Vidal.
Yes.
Councilman Fischetti.
Yes.
And Councilman Martin.
Council President, great job tonight.
Thank you.
Great job.
It was an honor to serve.